This is the Morning Swim Show for Thursday, October 7th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Finis Monitor today, we'll talk to Jamie Patrick. He just swam the 22 miles across Lake Tahoe and liked it so much, he decided to do it again. As far as we can tell, he's the first person to ever do that double crossing of the chilly lake. Jamie joins us right now on the Finis Monitor from San Francisco. Hey, Jamie, welcome to the Morning Swim Show. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
How long does it take you to recover from a swim like that?
Well, normally it would take about a week to recover. In this circumstance, I had some nutritional problems at the end of the swim and spent 3 days in the hospital. So it took a little longer to recover from this one.
What happened exactly?
I had some nutritional problems on the last lap of the swim. I wasn't taking in enough protein, and I started having some kidney problems where it started breaking down my muscle fibers, and it backed up my kidneys. So it was a tough last 10 miles. Let's just say that.
So you've got, I believe that's a picture of Lake Tahoe behind you, over your shoulder. Can you show us kind of where you were when things started going bad?
Well, I initially started up here on the north side and swam down to Camp Richardson on the south side. And about a third of the way back, my caloric intake dropped from about 400 calories an hour to about 170. And that's when I started having some problems. And my pace was about 2.2 miles an hour up until that point, and it dropped off to about 1.5 miles an hour due to not being able to hold any nutrition down and having to stop and attempt to get something in my body.
Why didn't you call it quits?
I've never called anything quits. In all the ultra races that I've done and ultra events, I've never quit. It's after talking to some doctors afterwards, if they were there, they would have probably pulled me out of the water. But it scares my wife a little bit.
And that is why you don't bring doctors on the boat, I guess.
I guess that's right.
They tell you things you don't want to hear.
That's right.
Well, we're glad you seem to be doing just fine now.
Yeah,
and
all recovered and back in the pool.
And it's my understanding that you initially considered upping the ante with the Tahoe swim, going 3 times, but now you've thought, you know what, I've got something even better in mind. Tell us about it.
Yeah, my initial was not to do the Tahoe double, was to initially just to go and do a Tahoe triple crossing of Lake Tahoe, which is 66 miles. But after consideration, I decided that I'd do a double in preparation for doing a triple, which was planned for 2011. But after I completed the double crossing, I kind of felt like I've conquered Lake Tahoe and decided that I needed to do something different, something to get my juices flowing again. And so I decided to do an open ocean swim from Africa to Italy.
Nice. Taking some different cultures, a little bit different environment. Warmer water.
Warmer water. I'm actually upping the ante on this swim, going from 44 to 88 miles. I plan to, it's a 50-plus hour nonstop, non-wetsuit swim. So, the logistics and the training behind something like this is, pretty immense, and it takes up a lot of time.
And real quick, just to be clear, you did wear a wetsuit in the Lake Tahoe swim, right?
That is correct. And the reason for the wetsuit was not because of the water temperature. I was more concerned about the air temperature at night in Lake Tahoe, which drops into the 40s, even in the summer. And I didn't want to chill. Once you start to chill, it's hard to reverse in the water.
And so when you do a swim like that, you've obviously got support. You've got a boat next to you, people to give you nutrients, but you can't technically get out of the water. I mean, it's a nonstop swim.
Correct. The only time you can get out of the water is when you do like a double or a triple crossing of something, is when you reach the other side of the lake or channel. You exit the water and then you turn around and get right back in. But yeah, there is no touching the boat. There's no holding on to the boat. There's no assistance, any outside assistance.
When's the Africa to Italy swim planned for?
Africa to Italy's planned in August, tentatively right now, of 2011. It's going to be one of the longest open water swims in history. There have been a few other ones that are a little bit longer. 103-mile one has been completed, and then there's one planned for this year, sometime from Cuba to mainland U.S. here, which is just over 100 miles as well.
Yeah, Diana Nyad, we talked to her about that.
That's correct. She's quite an inspiration.
Now, I mean, the famous saying about Mount Everest is, that people climb it because it's there. I mean, what drives you to continually try longer and longer and perhaps more dangerous open water swims? People ask me that question all the time, and it's for me, I've never been the fastest swimmer. I've never been the fastest triathlete, but I always seem to can go long. There's something about my mentality that I'm able to, endure that mental side of things, and it's for me testing your mental physical strength is what I live for. I'm excited to get past 44 miles. Once I hit that 45th mile, I'm into a whole new thing that I've never been before. So that kind of stuff excites me. Worries my wife. Every time I end one of these things, whether it's a triple Ironman or a 44-mile swim, she always is very concerned about what the next thing is going to be. Well, Jamie, good luck in preparation for next year's big swim. We appreciate you joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Jamie Patrick joining us in the Fenice Monitor today. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish. Ryan Lochte was the swimmer everyone was talking about in the month of August, and the October issue of Swimming World magazine recaps the fast swimming that took place in Irvine. It starts on page 8 with a look back at the great swims at the U.S. Nationals, not just from Lochte, but from Michael Phelps, Chloe Sutton, and others. Page 11 is where you'll find our coverage of the Pan Pacific Championships, where Lochte won 6 gold medals, and Kazuka Kitajima and Kate Ziegler made triumphant returns to the sport. We bring you coverage of the USA Diving Nationals on page 15, where David Budaya broke an American record on the 10-meter platform. 16 master swimmers give readers their insight into what goes through their mind during a race or training. That's on page 18, while J.R. Rosania offers 6 swimming-specific dryland exercises beginning on page 20. Dave Anderson, coach of the Schroeder YMCA, participates in a Q&A. That's on page 24, followed by a look at the training for one of his top swimmers, Mitchell Friedman, on page 27. We round out the October issue with a look at the foursome from Palo Alto Aquatics, who set a national age group record in the 200 free relay, a recap of the Junior National Championships and the YMCA Long Course Nationals. To learn more about subscribing to Swimming World magazine, go to our website at swimmingworld.com and click on the Subscribe tab.